I'm Dave from Unique, and this is Unique Builders. Come on! Join me and the lads on our journey through Bolton and Greater Manchester.
Are you actually trying to carry that over all them logs?
There's a logs there.
Why's that leaking?
As we make some unique builds and most of all, unique banter.
Welcome back to part 2 of this project. The lads are still hard at work and had encountered some issues in part 1. Here's hoping things start to get easier.
Oh, you big butch builders.
You ready? Like you, are you? Who needs plumbers when you got Unique? We're miles off.
We'll start in the bathroom, where the client has some clear requirements for the space.
We got asked to do the bathroom. We weren't even down for doing the bathroom. Now, the guy that had done the bathroom for Zaki initially had put a shower tray in, and that's the door. That'll be Sarah.
Oh, well don't mind us, Dave.
So, a bit of a random one. When we was doing the bathroom, Zaki asked us if we'd put an installation in for a washer and dryer, so it was a bit of a utility room as well, because it was for his mother. She was very independent, wanted to do her own washing without having to go into the household utility room. So we put those in for her. Bit challenging at one point, but we got it in.
Hello? Who's this? I think the youngest family member has something to add.
I think Mila's mourning because she wants to get on camera, is that what it is?
Mila looks excited about the prospect of tea.
I don't understand where they're coming from, because how do you maintain this physique? By eating shit, do you know what I mean? I don't eat shit.
What did you have for your breakfast?
Bacon and egg butty.
As recommended by all health food experts.
Yeah, but this week is a bit different because it's the run up to your holidays, so you sort of let your hair down a bit. Do you know what I mean?
I think you're meant to relax once you actually get on the holiday, Dave. Now, I wonder how the lads are getting on with that washing machine installation. Everything all right, Chris?
That is what Chris is. He is his own worst critic. There's a lot of times I've looked at stuff he's done and I think it looks mint, you know, it looks fine, but he's finding fault in it himself and he's going, yeah, but I don't like that bit and I don't like this and I want to change this and I want to change that. And to be fair, I'll let him do it, because if he's not happy with it, obviously there's room for improvement. Yeah, he's good at what he does. I reckon you'd have got that tighter if you'd have used one of these instead of trying to measure it with that.
Could fit 5 washing machines in now.
Oh dear, I'm pretty sure they only want one.
So I have to put up with Sam every day of this. I've started being bottom at pile jacks at top now. Yeah, I think it's all easy jobs, isn't it?
Let's check out these easy jobs that Jack's looking after.
I've got to get that in there.
So the cables that Jack were messing with were low voltage cables for the LED lighting in the pelmet lines. Now, because we had multiple sections on it, it had to be brought down in different circuits so it weren't overpowering. He always finds a way, doesn't he? He uses initiative and always finds a way of doing something. Not necessarily the right way, but he always finds a way of doing it.
Where there's a will, there's a way. With Chris and Rio still working upstairs, Dave's input is needed. But with a project on this scale, it's not always easy to find everyone.
Let's take that off, just put that on the side on another fitting bolt.
Do you want an honest answer for that? Do I follow instructions? Look, I'm one of them, mate. Sarah, Sam's just asked me a question you could help me answer if you wanted.
Oh, more health food incoming, I see.
Don't put all them in front of me, I look fat enough as it is.
Do you normally follow the instructions for anything?
never. If there's the instructions, even in like a box of furniture, they'll stay in the box. They will not even get read.
That was a good answer, I didn't even open my mouth.
David don't follow instructions. He has his own ways. And he hates being told what to do. That's a definite.
That's why I don't work for anyone.
Anyone surprised by this? The Unique team seem to make their own rules up. Back on site, the team are cracking on despite there still being some challenges.
Is the casing in here?
It's at the front door.
At what?
At the front door.
It's at the front door?
Yeah.
I would like to say, can you please excuse the mess today? The caretaker's not come in today, so we're having a hard time trying to clean up. As you can see, Kieran's just picked the brush up. We're trying to do it on our tails. I've got a long time. To get the right feel of an arcade and that kind of environment meant having a lot of different multicolour lighting. There was a lot of different design changes in that with what he was going to have on the walls for finishings, and I come up with the idea of putting the Marvel characters in because it worked better and it'd be more beneficial for your kids. And then obviously we put a bit of a feature in with the star lighting in the ceilings, lighting pelmets, a couple of different bits just to give it a bit more character.
It's certainly full of character. Or should that be characters?
This is called LED Hue, which works on an app on your phone, which allows you to change all the colours and layout of the LED lighting in the other room. It's not normally this dark in here, by the way.
At this point, I'm not really sure if they're wiring the arcade room LEDs or doing a sketch about superheroes defusing a bomb. Yeah, seems about right. Has anyone got the number for the real Avengers?
Open.
Progress is being made on the wiring, so it's just a simple app now, right?
Go on the actual, go off that and then...
Oh yeah. Hey, there we go. It's there. Right, pelmet, right, so, as you can see that? Right, so we've got pelmet and then the other one will come up picture, yeah? Right, so now what we do is go in the other room. So now you can see that control dial there. If you look at that Wonder Woman image there.
Very snazzy.
There's over 150 different settings, or you could go for full solid colours.
I'm not quite sure we've got time to review every setting, Dave. Should we move on?
The lighting that we put in at Zacky's, to be honest, I think I'm going to use it on quite a few more projects. I was quite impressed with it. Yeah, I was really impressed with it. It was good.
Dave looks very invested in this tech. Maybe we should leave him to play with the settings for a little bit longer.
Unique Builders, sponsored by Dean's Barbershop in Bolton.
If you enjoy coffee like we do, with a blend that satisfies your taste buds and makes you feel like you can conquer any challenge, then try our new Unique Builders coffee. Coffee with a unique taste.
Welcome back to site, where the arcade room is coming along nicely.
We're not a million miles off with this room, to be honest. Rads to go on, there's a rad to go on the back there and one to go up here, which are these tall standing rads. Picture frame around the outside of the fibre optic star lighting. Pretty much there.
With a manageable to-do list left in that room, let's visit the garden, where the list of jobs is a little bit longer.
So last time you was here, if you remember, I think we stood over there, and all this behind you was all decking, whereas now, obviously, we've put a block and beam new structure in, extended the patio area, and then we've put columns in, brick columns that have then been overfaced with tiles. Now, there's been a change of plan here, that's why it's not progressed since, because that was having track glass right through in between the pillars, whereas now, 3 weeks from now, we're putting a canopy right across. It's a full glass canopy right across this. So these pillars are going to come down, because we've had a redesign on it. They're going to be in steel columns to support the new structure glass roof that's going across. And then we're going to rebuild them around the pillars, so obviously they're concealed within the pillar line and the tiles, just to give it a nice, neat finish. It's having LED strip lighting on all the step fronts. That area is going to continue right through in tile. The bushes are going, that's going to have a set of bifolds in, and that room in the back there is going to be like a shisha bar, come pizza area, come garden, dining room, whatever you want to call it. The actual main garden area, as you can see, is quite a massive area. So we are talking about doing a lot of it in artificial grass. There being some nice big porcelain paved areas. There's going to be a lot of design regarding the walling around the outer perimeter to cover and overface a lot of the bushes. But this is all still in planning and designing. We're coming back and forward with quite a lot of different ideas. You know, it's still a bit up in the air what we're doing on this area. We did have initial ideas, but they have changed, like they do.
Well, that was a comprehensive summary, Dave. Anyone would think you were presenting a mini-series. I wonder if we should start to develop your range as a presenter. Could you try David Attenborough?
And here we have the nice LEDs that are going to go in place. Now we have to approach these very carefully, because as you see, we have the cable that supplies the energy to these LEDs. And if we approach this too quick or too heavy-handed, it could have a detrimental impact to the performance of these LEDs. This is what we call a step family of LEDs. It's not a very common thing to see this. Now these are going to be put in what you call a warm white kind of lighting to set the ambience of the garden. But once again, we have to handle this with care.
He gave it a good go, but stick to the day job for now.
David Attenborough's proper old school. Really good at what he does, top presenter. But to be quite honest with you, Sam, it's funny how you should say this, because I got 2 phone calls the other day. I got one off the BBC asking me if I'd be the producer of a new series called Nipping Out. But then off the back of that, before I could even answer it, I got another incoming call with quite a furious Paddy McGuinness kicking off, because he wasn't really happy about the fact that he hadn't been asked to do this show, and they'd been in touch with me. But win some, you lose some. What do you say, Milo?
I think that look translates as no likey, no lighty.
I'm going to put the stone down prior to putting all the paving down. And then once the paving's down, we're going to then put the tables down. And then once we put the tables down, we're going to put the food on the tables. And then once we put the food on the tables, we're going to put the drinks on the tables. And once we put the drinks on the tables, we're going to have the drinks and the food, obviously.
Well, after offending all David Attenborough fans and now an entire nation, should we get back to the project progress? The team's hard work is starting to transform this property.
As you can see, looking totally different to when we was last here. Raised all the area up with block and beam, got rid of the decking, created a bigger area. He has a big family, can entertain whatever the weather conditions, because it's got a full glazed canopy running right through. It's about 18 metres long, that. Looks fantastic, I'm sure you agree. With the weather conditions we live in the UK, up and down, hit and miss all the time. You make plans, day after, weather's shocking, and you're like, well, how can I change it? You don't need to. With something like that, it can be used all year round and it's beneficial. Obviously, not much change to the garden side of things. For personal reasons, they've had a lot of family things they've had to deal with, so it's been put on the back burner, the actual garden landscape side of it. You will see it in the near future when it's complete. Be a fantastic, entertaining garden when it's complete. It'll look amazing.
It's already looking fantastic, Dave. I can't wait to see it once the whole project's complete.
Down to the cellar, the entrance into the arcade room. Don't know whether you remember this on the last video. Obviously there wasn't a glass balustrade up. We'd had the stairs put in place. The stairs initially, when we first came to this, the stairs came back here. So you can appreciate from that distance to there, the drop on them, it was phenomenally steep. We rebuilt them, give it a more gradual fall, tinted glass balustrade on with the powder coated black hand railing. Just get it all in keeping with all the windows, all new windows fitted. It's all coming together. It really is. I know I keep saying it, but it's a beautiful property that's got so much potential. Hopefully Zachy will have the barbecue on and the weather will be a bit better next time. But until that time, adios. Round to the media back, the challenging area that we found, a void. And obviously we've lined it all. We've got all the lighting equipment and main power source running the arcade room from here. So that has worked out in our favour, but then also he's had a cinema room built. He's got all his media equipment in here, so it works out perfect. So it was a blessing in disguise that we actually found this void. Bit random really to have that as nothing. It was just literally a breeze block wall internally where you could see the back of the sauna, so it was just redundant area that wasn't being used. So rather than go to waste, let's utilise it. This was a challenging task for us. Complete on our behalf, Zachy is going to be purchasing some arcade machines for all his kids, so that's why we've gone to this extent to give it a bit of, you know, like the marble characters and make it look a bit different. To coloured lighting. All this lighting can obviously be static, so you can just have it in one colour, variety of colours. We've got all the inset lights on the pelmet line. These will all turn off all individually, so you can have certain sections on. We've got the star lighting in the middle. Kitchen, bit out of character. Obviously the whole point of this was initially an addition to the property, so you could have living accommodation down here separately. At current, I know moving forward down the line, Zachy is going to be changing that. So the kitchen will be going. But that's the original kitchen that was in place, so as a temporary measure, he wanted to keep that until obviously he's got all the arcade equipment here, and then obviously we'll address that at a later date. But at current, it's still a usable area, and still entertained down here. So it's just a matter of literally waiting to get all the machines, and then it'll officially become an arcade room then. So at that point, obviously I'll get some more footage of it for everyone to see.
Shall I start taking bets now on which member of the team will get the high scores? With this phase of work complete, it looks like we have a happy client. You'll probably not hear from him for a little while now, I guess.
Oh, sorry, excuse me a minute. That's Speak at Devil.
Then again, maybe not.
Hi, Zachy. Yeah, how are you? No, you're alright ringing this. No, I'm not bothered, I'm up anyway. Yeah. No, I'm glad you're happy with it. Oh, we've enjoyed doing it. You know, you seem to keep finding stuff. Oh, that's what you're ringing for now? Yeah, I'll come have a look tomorrow, no problem. When do you want me to move in then? It sounds like I'm going to be there a while. Cheers. Bye. I told you, it never ends. Ringing me at what, nearly 10 o'clock at night? Don't know how to switch off, that guy.
Sounds like someone else we know. Coming up next time, we take a look back at this series with the team and see what they really thought about the builds and the banter that went on. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos and the latest news from Unique Builders.